Summer Wells has been missing for 9 months now, and y'all, this case right here, I'm so confused as to why it's so not only hush-hush, but now, since the lead investigator has spoken out with a local news station, I'm over here like, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Now, I'm going to add those news clips here in just a little bit, and we are going to discuss it all, okay? We're going to dissect it all. You talk about behavior panel. You talk about the people who dissect body language. Child, we're going to dissect this video and this man's body language and stuff. Because it just, I don't know, I got bad vibes off of it. Now, this is Don Wells. As so many of you already know, this is Summer Wells' father. He is currently in jail on unrelated charges. Is for a DUI. According to the affidavit, a deputy saw a white GMC attempt to turn left on a road near the Hawkins County-Greene County line on October 30th, 2021. The vehicle then went into the grass shoulder. Field sobriety tests were performed, which according to the report, Don failed. Don was later taken to Hawkins County Memorial Hospital for a blood draw where he asked what the legal limit was. The deputy advised that it was .08, and Wells said that he would fail the blood draw then. Wells was taken to the Hawkins County Jail for booking. Wells was originally charged with open container, improper lane usage, expired registration, DUI, and violation of financial responsibility. Now, Don had said that he knew he shouldn't have been driving, but they needed cigarettes. Chow, you couldn't call nobody to get you some cigarettes? You couldn't find nobody sober to go get you some cigarettes? I mean, you already know all eyes are on you. You done made an appearance on Dr. Phil and every freaking interview you can imagine. You already know all eyes are on you. So that was just dumb. Now look, the not paying the financial responsibility, is that child support? Y'all let me know in the comments. I don't know what what the charge would say if he was behind on the child support. It probably would say behind on the child support. Or was it he didn't pay his fines or something from like previous situations? Either way, let me know in the comments. Wells was sentenced to 11 months and 29 days of jail time. Judge J. Todd Ross ruled Monday that Wells must serve 180 days and then complete inpatient treatment for at least 28 days. Wells must then follow up with all recommended treatment. If these conditions are met, the remainder of the sentence will be suspended. Now, I have seen the rumors and the post going around on the Facebook group saying that Don is now in Utah on some major charges. He was wanted in Utah or something like that. I've done really lengthy research, and I have not found any confirmed statements or articles that would confirm that. So you can take that with a grain of salt. There's literally no news articles, and child, they would be news articles about it. If he was extradited to Utah, if he was in Utah, the local stations in Utah, best believe, would jump on that story because this case is highly viewed right now. So any news outlet, any media outlet around would jump on it. So there's nothing about it nowhere, just on some Facebook groups. So there's that. Now, I do want to add the clips, like I said earlier, from the lead investigator on the Summer Wells case. And I want you to pay attention, okay? The first thing I noticed was his demeanor and how he's just like, he looks like he's just fed up. He looks like he's tired. And I'm over here like, shouldn't you be more enthused to want to solve this case? I don't know. A lot of this is just rubbing me the wrong way. Now, I will say this. I have seen a lot of things about the search and, they're still searching, like active search groups are on the ground searching to this day. That right there is very good to see. This case absolutely breaks my heart. This is a sweet, precious, beautiful, innocent little girl. She has her whole life ahead of her. Kids cannot help what they're born into. Kids cannot help what their parents do and what their parents don't do. Kids are innocent. It is our job as adults to protect these kids. It is our job as good human beings to protect these kids and raise them to be the best they can be. And I have so many times tried to put myself in her mother's shoes. And I'm going to tell you right now, the way her mother has conducted herself during this entire search, no, I would be out every day, all day, every night, all night. I wouldn't be on the damn interviews and all these YouTube channels, okay? I would be out there actively searching. Because if you look at it, these interviews and these TV appearances, she don't even say much. She just sitting there. She don't talk about Summer. She don't do nothing. She don't share the good memories. She just sits there. It's like, piss or get off the pot. You get what I'm saying? Now, I do want to point out a good theory, a valid theory, I guess we could say. Some people think that Candace and Don, or one of them, one or the other, sold Summer to pay off their drug debt. That is just what I've heard and seen going around. Now, I think it's valid. Because, look, at first, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I'll admit it. At first, I was like, no, surely people don't do this. Then I started doing more research. People really do this and have done this. Candace posted this picture, which raised so many red flags to a lot of people. She posted a picture of Summer with a barrel that said for sale. What? So many people pointing this out. Now, I know this could be like literally just trying to pick at things, just trying to find any little thing. But this, I think, is major. Have you seen the family and what they live in? Okay, people can't help it. Well, yeah, they can, okay? You can clean up your yard when you got kids. You can clean up your house when you got kids. Absolutely. So, yeah, in my opinion, I'm going to go ahead and be honest. Yeah, I believe they would do this. I believe they are the type of people that would do this. Absolutely. Now, I pieced together these clips, so I want to go ahead and add them here, and then we're going to discuss the investigator and some of the things he talked about.
It is a lot to shoulder, it's a lot to burden. We have a missing child that we haven't found yet.
Almost 10 months and so much heartache. And investigators aren't immune from that hurt. The question of what happened to Summer Wells still has no answer.
There haven't been very many cases like this. I have never worked a missing child case with all these different entities and agencies involved.
The lead investigator on the case says his days are devoted to finding her.
My day, I check tip line and voicemail when I first get here. I do phone calls and follow-ups on any credible leads I've got. I follow up on anything that I didn't get to a good conclusion the day before. Then I go into my normal caseload of any new cases I've got, follow-ups on them.
They've received nearly 2,000 tips.
I will follow up on everything I can to try to bring closure for this.
Self-proclaimed online investigators and social media sleuths have turned this case into a mess of ideas. And tips have come in from everywhere across the U.S. and even overseas. That help, Pruitt says, has led to little more than time wasted.
If these people want to help so much, we always accept applications to certified individuals.
He says the investigation has led to the continued thought that if Summer is found, it will be nearby.
I believe that she would probably be somewhere close by, because we found nothing to lead us to believe that she's been abducted or trafficked out of the area.
Pruitt works alongside the TBI and FBI. Along with the ground search, Pruitt says investigators have poured through data. Almost a year into the case, and Detective Pruitt says it still remains a very active investigation.
I'm not going to let it go cold.
This guy does not seem very enthusiastic about finding her. He seems like, I'm ready to get this over with. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's the vibe I got off that guy. One thing I want to point out that stood out to me, and that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. How are you going to sit there and just say that all of these internet sleuths, this is what we're going to call them because that's what we are not doing nothing to help? It's just wasting time. Then you go and say, our office is open and we always accept applications from credible, or whatever he said, individuals. Certified. Excuse me? Do you know how many times internet sleuths have solved cases because these police departments, investigators, and law enforcement let a lot of these cases, okay, just slip through the cracks, just go through there, just go cold? Excuse me? Y'all remember the Gabby Petito case? You know what her parents said? You should broadcast every missing person and cover them the way you covered the Gabby Petito case. They said it's very important for these cases to get exposure. You know, when these cases get talked about, People talk about them. That's what we do. We want to help find this little girl. Okay, there might be some things you didn't look at because you seem a little bit exhausted. Okay, we'll just go ahead and say it. Now let's talk about how the internet sleuths has helped solve cases. Given the most recent national case that caused an uproar, the Gabby Petito case, people all over the world were quick to jump to social media platforms to try and piece together the missing case themselves. The spread of these conspiracies and insights on the case have spread like rapid fire. On TikTok alone, videos tagged with hashtag Gabby Petito have been viewed over 900 million times. And by the way, y'all remember those TikTok videos is what led investigators to find Gabby Petito. In one of these sleuthing posts, a user commented on how Gabby's last two Instagram posts didn't have a tag location, unlike the rest of her online content. Additional deep dives have done extensive research into Gabby's Spotify playlist, reading habits from her fiance Brian, and even the digital hiking trails the couple would mark. As the Gabby Petito case exploded with virality online, I know that's not a word, I know that's not how you say it, but that's how it came out, okay? There was one person who had helpful info regarding the case. A fellow van life traveler, Jen Bethune, noticed that she had been very close to Gabby and Brian's last known location. After searching through the videos she'd taken, she found solid evidence that wasn't just a wild, speculative theory. See, you got certain investigators out there saying, we don't want this info, basically. We want info from certified individuals if you want to work on this case. That's why this rubbed me the wrong way. Now, Jen and her husband, Kyle, had been in Grand Teton National Park while Gabby was there with her fiancé. Jen says she remembers seeing a white van. Jen tells the New York Times, lo and behold, we saw it clear as day, referring to Gabby and Brian's white van. The couple immediately informed the FBI and uploaded the video to social media, where it instantly went viral. Now let's talk about the other cases that internet sleuths have helped solve. During a 2012 hit and run, police were searching for a blue late model Ford description that is not very detailed. However, members of the automotive site, Jalopnik, were able to provide helpful information to the Virginia Police Department in order to solve a fatal hit and run by correctly identifying a fallen off piece of a truck. Another example, the storming of the U.S. Capitol that happened in early 2021 saw groups of internet sleuths coming together to identify suspects from pictures and videos inside the Capitol building, getting several people arrested or fired from their jobs after outing them to authorities. After Florida resident Abraham Shakespeare won the lottery in 2009, he was murdered. Police were trying to solve the murder with his financial advisor, Dee Moore, as the main suspect, even though there was not enough evidence to prove it. That was until Moore herself started commenting on the Web Sleuth's website to defend herself without realizing the matching IP address would provide authorities with proof they needed. Then we have a long-time missing persons cold case from 1988 was solved in 2011 thanks to a network of internet sleuths on Web Sleuths. A skeleton found in a vacant lot was finally identified as Linda Jane Hart, solving the case. So let's not knock internet sleuths, but I have saw in a couple of missing person cases that I cover, I have heard and saw law enforcement stating the people of the internet need to keep it on the hush-hush or be quiet and stop spreading things and discussing cases because they're just wasting time. Excuse me? Excuse me? It looks like a lot of that time was not wasted. It looks like a lot of the time from these internet sleuths has helped solve and close many cases. There is so many people invested in this case right now. You know why they're invested? Because their heart is broken for this little innocent child. There's so many parents out there, and even people that are not parents, that this story has touched them to their soul. We just want to find Summer. We want the best for Summer. No, we may not know her personally, but we feel like we've got to know her over this very public case. And I think if you have any little piece, little nugget of valid information, I think you absolutely should talk about it to authorities. And then if they don't do nothing, you just come to the internet, child, and we will spread it like fire. Because we want to help find this sweet, innocent little girl. Like I keep saying, if you have any valid information, any kind of tips that you think might lead somebody to help find Summer Wells, please call 1-800-TBI-FIND. The email is tips2tbi@tn.gov. Y'all pray extra hard. This little girl is found soon. Subscribe to my channel for more updates. Thanks for watching.